I'm Anthony Antoine, and this is Fox 26 Crime Files. We start here this week with a murder trial capturing national headlines. In fact, it is the third trial for Antonio Armstrong Jr., accused of killing his former NFL-playing dad and his mother. Last Saturday was the 7th anniversary of the day Dawn and Antonio Armstrong Sr. were shot to death inside of their Bel Air home. Fox 26's Damali Keith was in court this week.
According to prosecutor John Jordan, Antonio Armstrong Jr. used his dad's gun to kill his parents in 2016 when he was 16 years old. Jordan says Dawn and Antonio Armstrong Sr. were parents at their wits' end dealing with a kid who was, quote, lying and scheming, according to the prosecutor. And Jordan said to jurors, AJ's mom even told him in a text message after he snuck out of the house, quote, AJ, the alarm doesn't lie, you lie. Defense attorney Rick DeToto put a cardboard cutout of a man on the witness stand and said to jurors, think of the alarm system as a star witness. If the alarm system didn't tell you the truth, what would your opinion be? Prosecutors point to a timeline saying cell phone and home alarm records show AJ is the killer. And they say AJ never mentions an intruder in the 16-minute phone call with 911, but later tells investigators he saw and was just about 3 feet away from a masked man leaving his parents' bedroom. Defense attorneys are again pointing the finger at AJ's brother, who suffers mental illness, saying he had access to the house. Defense attorneys told jurors, quote, so AJ lied to his parents about going to see his girlfriend. He lied to his parents about grades. That's what they have. That's all they have. The defense wrapped up opening statements in this third trial with, quote, Antonio Armstrong Jr. is not guilty. Only you can stop it. Prosecutors end it with these words. At the conclusion of this trial, you may not know why the defendant killed his parents, but you will know beyond a reasonable doubt that he did it. A couple of Houston police officers who were among the first to arrive there at that double homicide were the first to take the stand in this third trial. Now, if found guilty, A.J. Armstrong faces life in prison. In downtown Houston, I'm Damali Keith, Fox 26 News. In the months before murder changed this beautiful family forever, prosecutors say in 2016, A.J. Armstrong, who was just 16 years old at the time, they say he was repeatedly lying to his parents, getting grounded, detention, smoking marijuana, failing in school, and recklessly driving his bright red Mustang. This text message from A.J.'s dad, Antonio Armstrong Sr., was sent to A.J. in a group text also with A.J.'s mom, saying, I am sick of getting reports about silly crap you're doing. Last warning. And AJ's mom says, totally agree, the way he's acting, he doesn't deserve that car. Something slow, less impressive, and old would fit his maturity. In the family texts, AJ's parents, particularly his mom, over and over says AJ is lying and scheming. When AJ snuck out and tells his parents he didn't, his mom says, yes, you did. I checked the alarm. You're lying. I know you left. The alarm doesn't lie. You lie. AJ texts his girlfriend, who's now his wife, in late April of 2016, saying, my mom just keeps yelling at me and it's really pissing me off. In May of 2016, AJ's mom sends him a message saying, all you do is drink, smoke, and lie. Two prosecution witnesses are testifying, one from ADT, the other the senior vice president from Alarm.com. A.J. Armstrong is charged with shooting and killing his parents as they slept in July 2016 when he was 16 years old. The home security representatives told jurors both companies receive data every time an alarm is turned on, off, is set off, anytime a window or door is opened. Both testified records from the Armstrong alarm the night the parents were murdered show the alarm was set at 9:52 p.m. A motion sensor was set off on the second floor at 1:09 a.m. A sensor tripped on the first floor at 1:25 a.m. And after Antonio Armstrong Jr. called 911 to report his parents had been shot, the alarm was disarmed at 1:56 a.m. as AJ and his sister met police officers outside their Bel Air home. Defense attorneys argue AJ's older brother, who suffers mental illness, also had access to the house. Prosecutor Ryan Trask asked the ADT alarm expert whether it be a burglar or a brother and the doors opened, what would happen? And the alarm representative answers the siren would go off and the alarm would be sent to ADT. Trask follows up with, did anyone break in or come into the house that night? And the ADT representative answers, no, sir. Prosecutors again point to this text message from AJ's mom from April 2016 when they say AJ snuck out and his mom sent him a text saying, "AJ, the alarm doesn't lie. You lie. I can show you." The prosecutor presented alarm records showing the alarm that night was disarmed at 12:44 a.m., the door was opened at 12:45 a.m., and the door opened again at 2:20 a.m., and the alarm was disarmed. Defense attorneys call the alarm system finicky and full of errors. They're calling out the ADT prosecution witness who, in the last trial, testified he had concerns about the records defense attorneys showed him that appeared to show mistakes. This time his testimony is he simply misunderstood because the data was from documents from alarm.com, which is recorded differently from ADT records. Now, this time, the ADT representative seems confident and unwavering in his testimony. Now, although AJ says he saw a masked man that morning, prosecutors are trying to convince jurors there was no intruder who shot the Armstrongs with their own gun and left the murder weapon on the kitchen counter. AJ's first two trials ended in hung juries. This trial is expected to last another 2 weeks. In downtown Houston, I'm Damali Keith, Fox 26 News.
And Damali will be back in court as this trial moves forward. Now, to a hit and run with deadly results, and it could have been even more tragic. I spoke with the heartbroken family of the elderly Afghan refugee who lost his life just a year after finding a new life here in Houston.
And I'm really upset about my father.
As he stares into a future without his father, Abdullah Nouri recalls the final moments of the man who raised him, 71-year-old Gulmullah Nasiri. Abdullah says his father enjoyed long walks, no matter the time of day, and on Sunday night,
my father was about to go out for walking, and my wife said that I want to go too.
While crossing the intersection of Braeswood and Sapling, their lives changed.
On the way back, my daughter told them that I want to get down from the stroller and walk with my mom. So the mom took her hand and they were stopped by the road to cross the road. Light was red, so we decided to cross the road.
Abdullah says his father was steps behind them, pushing the stroller.
They didn't care about the light and they didn't stop. So then the car hit my father and fell down and just ran away.
Abdullah's wife and daughter witnessing the entire thing.
2 days that she's on shock and she's crying a lot, and most of the time she's remembering, repeating the accident that happened.
Once at the hospital, Abdullah says he waited for hours to see his father and get an update from the medical staff at Memorial Hermann Texas Medical Center.
At the time that I saw the 5 people, I said he's dead.
Gulmullah Nasiri died a little more than a year into the pursuit of his American dream, thanks to his son's commitment to the U.S. military in Afghanistan.
I was working with Marines in 2009 to 2021, United States Marines in Afghanistan. I was interpreter with them.
And once the U.S. left Afghanistan, Abdullah says he reached out to his contacts in the States.
When the situation happened in Afghanistan in 2021, I told him that I am in hard situation and the Taliban took my house too. He said, okay, I will try, I will do something to bring you to the United States.
On April 27th, 2022, Abdullah brought his wife, daughter, and father with him to start anew.
I lost my mother in 2019, so I had just my father with me in Afghanistan.
Only to lose him at the intersection of Braeswood and Sapling.
I hope we find a driver, that's all.
One woman remains in critical condition after a police car crashed into her during a chase with a suspect. But the woman was an innocent bystander, and this now marks the third violent police chase in just 1 week. Here's Fox 26's Damali Keith.
As EMS crews responded overnight to a fiery crash at Beech Nut near Highway 6, an innocent woman was life-flighted to the hospital in critical condition. This a result of a Houston police chase that started when officers tried to stop a car with license plates that didn't match. But the suspect police were chasing got away.
There's kids already fighting for their lives, and here we are again almost a week later, and you guys are doing the same thing, another high-speed chase, and now somebody else is in critical condition.
For Alicia Thompson, hearing about the crash is triggering because it's all too familiar to the struggle her 14-year-old daughter, Kamani Thompson, is now facing. 6 days ago, Kamani was in the car with her cousin and 16-year-old friend when a suspect fleeing from Humboldt and Houston police ran a red light and crashed into the innocent teens at Ella Boulevard and Rankin Road. Police say that chase started over an expired registration. Both teenagers now left with broken bones and possible brain damage.
It's like, when is it going to stop? We can't stop people in their crime, but we can stop how we handle things so that it could be a different outcome, because now people who have nothing to do with whatever the crime is now suffering for everybody else.
Legal analyst Chris Tritico says police chases are a complex issue. He says all factors like time of day, traffic congestion, and severity of the crime are always taken into consideration.
And what happens when you let someone go and then they go and they commit a more heinous crime and they kill somebody in another crime, and we could have gotten them had we just chased them, the public is an outrage over that. What's the right answer? And there's never really a right answer here.
HPD says the chase remains under investigation by the Vehicular Crimes Division. Natalie He reporting, Fox 26 News.
Natalie, thank you so much. And the question is, how does this keep happening time and time again? A 17-year-old charged with injury to a child ends up free on bond after violating conditions of that bond and possessing several weapons. Here's Randy Wallace.
Jose Palacios.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Palacios, you have been charged with the felony offense of causing bodily injury to a child under the age of 15.
Jose Palacios is charged with injury to a child October 14th of last year. The alleged victim is a 12-year-old relative.
He started screaming, slapping her around, threatening her with a pistol. I'm going to, blow your brains out.
The officer noted that the 12-year-old girl was very upset and crying. The witness said she is afraid of the defendant and does not feel safe going back if he is there.
After Palacios is released from jail on a $3,000 bond, court records indicate he violated a protective order and picked up a new felony charge. Documents state Palacios was in possession of multiple firearms and ammunition, including a machine gun.
The bond was actually revoked. Kudos to the 174th District Court. The bond got revoked in January of 2023.
But last month, 174th Criminal District Court Judge Hazel Jones reinstated Palacios' bond. The unemployed teen is now free on 3 bonds, totaling $78,000.
I would just be laughing right now because I know full well I can get charged while I'm on bond, having a firearm, and even having a machine gun, and I'm still going to get released.
So when I call your name, please stand.
In last week's Breaking Bond, we told you about these 4 21-year-olds also in Judge Hazel Jones's court. She kept bond at just $10,000 each after police arrested them with enough prohibited weapons and ammunition to kill hundreds of people. They were back out on the street within a day.
Is a extreme danger to the community. The switches enable these firearms to act as automatic weapons.
And that is this week's Fox 26 Crime Files.